Miss Young Homeowner.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Miss Young Homeowner. I'm so excited today because the month of May we're going to be shedding light on Black millennial men who have invested in real estate. So today we're here with Mr. Sanford, who is a real estate agent. He's also a homeowner. So we're so excited to have you. Thanks for joining us here today.
Glad to be here.
It's a pleasure. So let's just get started and kind of tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Sure. Sanford Sebastian Booth. I'm the CEO and owner of Sebastian Properties. I'm agent with Keller Williams Capital Properties. I own two properties in the DMV area and have assisted many others on purchasing their first home.
Nice. Y'all hear that too, okay? So how old are you, Sanford?
25.
So you're 25 and you have two homes.
That's correct.
Wow. When did you purchase your first one?
My first in Alexandria, Virginia, in July of 2016.
Okay.
And then my second property in Southeast Washington, D.C. in August of 2017.
So that was kind of soon. Just so y'all know, we went to Hampton University. Shout out Hampton. So you purchased your first home kind of shortly after we graduated.
Not shortly after. So I rented for 2 years and then decided to finally purchase.
Okay.
Seeing how much money I was spending in rent every month.
That part.
It made financial sense to settle down and if I was going to be in this area for a while, to go ahead and purchase.
Yeah, so I think lesson number one, if you find yourself spending way too much money on renting, you might need to tune into more of our episodes because it might be more lucrative to invest.
Absolutely.
So when we talk to homeowners, one of the biggest things we like to ask is like, what made you even want to invest? Because so many of our friends or millennials are just so fine with just renting. Like, what made you want to buy a property?
Well, being from the DMV area, I always had the desire to want to buy back my community and invest in my community. So I think that weighing out the options of paying rent and wanting to buy something that's investing in your community,
right,
and which would allow me to dive deeper in my community really kind of set the tone and really kind of made me focus and bog down and really want to buy my first home.
Yeah. So how was that experience?
It was challenging at times. I think the first thing that you should do if you're really interested in purchasing your first home is really find an agent that works well with you and that adapts to you. My agent was actually my mentor, Keith James, who's a top producing agent with Keller Williams Capital Properties also.
Shout out to Keith.
But he was really on top of it, really knowledgeable, really catered to my needs. I wanted an investment property, 3 to 2 bedrooms that didn't require a lot of yard work. So just to be able to show you different things, because you really don't know what you really want until you go out there and see it. And you go out there and you check price points and you do comps of the area.
Yeah. Your to-do list, or not even your to-do list, but your list of things you want changes based on what your agent exposes you to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And different areas also.
Right.
I didn't bog down and say that I just wanted to live in DC or just wanted to live in Virginia. I kind of had the approach of where can I get the best bang for my buck.
So aside from the whole real estate agent aspect, were you stressed out? Like I was stressed out buying your first home?
I was stressed for the simple fact that, when you do purchase your first home, you do have to go back and turn in, multiple years of W-2s and, your financial records are under scrutiny. Anybody that gives you any large amounts of money, that has to be accounted for. Sure. So it's a lot of scrutiny on your finances and you feel like you're selling your life away. You feel like it's a lot, but I assure you in the long run, if you pick something that you love or that you pick something that you always want to envision as an investment property or envision that you always want to own and have to be able to use as a vacation property or whatever.
Airbnb.
Yeah. It's so many different ways to make money now.
For sure. So it's worth it in the
absolutely.
end. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then I know for your first property, you bought that in conjunction
Yes.
with your cousin. How was that process?
That was a little different in the sense of we both had to get approved. I honestly wouldn't suggest buying a home with someone unless there's your significant other or your really good business partners.
Lesson number 2.
If you can't really separate your friendships from family, from all of these things with your business, then I would suggest that you go ahead and make that leap of faith on your own. So all the decisions and all the different aspects you control.
Right.
But if it worked out with me. I had a cousin. We were both in a good financial standing, and both had the mindset of owning an investment property that we could own for years on to come. I handled the renting it out, any issues with the property, he kind of handles, so we kind of share responsibilities. But yeah, I would caution that if you're not seriously committed to someone, or a lot of paperwork and a lot of different things can get tied up if you don't.
Yeah, buying a home is
It's no joke.
Yeah, so to kind of do that with someone is a huge step. So lesson number 2, yes, for sure. So just to clarify, you and your cousin bought y'all first property in Alexandria.
Correct.
Lived in it.
Lived in it for a year. He was going back down to school.
Okay.
And it just timed out perfectly where he went to school. I moved into my new apartment, and we got the the condo in Alexandria rented out.
Nice. And now y'all got tenants and y'all got rental income.
Yep.
Look at that. So now you have this property where you have tenants. How's that going, by the way?
It's going well. I have a family that I'm renting out to now, and they enjoy it. They're on a year lease. So.
Okay, that's great. You kind of have like that known income coming in every month.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get to.
It does help.
So you have that situated, so then you moved, right?
Yes.
How was that process? You're in DC now?
I am.
Okay.
So the property that I currently live in is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in the Fairfax Village area of Southeast DC.
How is the process of buying property in DC? Like, was it as simple? I don't even know if that's a good word, but was it the same process as buying in Virginia? Were there differences?
I actually think DC may be a little bit easier. DC has a lot of programs that encourages young people and people in general to buy in DC. There's numerous programs, DC Open Doors, numerous programs that you can go through that will either help out by putting something down on your down payment, or if you were looking to do a renovation, they have renovation loans where you buy property and they kind of help you out with your renovation. So I think it's easier to kind of get into DC than at least programs wise,
right,
than in Virginia.
You got more program options, sounds like.
Right, yep.
So, okay, I want to know this question. You bought this home as your residential property, right? This new home. When you buy a home as a residential property, do you have to put down that 15 to 20%, or because you're going to be living in it, can it be less?
Well, it depends on if you use a program, and then the type of loan that you take out. So, for my property, did not qualify for DC's Open Doors or any of those type of assistance programs. So I went with a conventional FHA loan, dropped my down payment, and bought my unit. But there are units in my village that give you the option to be able to go through these different programs, or kind of work with you on the amount of money that you put down. Okay. Some programs do no money down. Some programs will do up to almost $10,000 down. So it really depends on, and these are all conversations that you have with your real estate agent. With Zillow and all these other sites that you can go on, you can probably pretty much get a good sense of a property before you even step foot on it. So I think that's what you really do. Really look at properties. I was obsessed. Like, I would be at work and reviewing properties all day to try to find what I really wanted and what was really gonna give me my biggest bang for the buck.
Yeah, and we definitely talk about that in season 1, kind of doing that assessment before you even reach out to your real estate agent, what it is that you want in a home, where you want to live, because when you do find that agent, it'll just make things quicker and more expedited because you know what you're looking for. So you bought this home by yourself, no cousins,
no cousins.
Okay.
This was straight cash, it was actually a unit that was recently renovated. So everything was brand new kitchen, new bathroom, new doors, new roof, new ceiling, the works. You pay a little bit more for it.
See, that was
but
gonna
in
be
the
my
long
question.
run, you definitely paid for it as if you would have, bought it from scratch. But I think in the long run, especially if you want an investment property, you want something that when you walk in the door, you shouldn't have to do anything for a couple of years. You're gonna have your basic maintenance with doors or maybe, but the foundation and different things of your homes, your roof, your different stuff like that should last for a while.
Yeah, I don't want to have to buy a new home and buy a new water heater within a year, because that's expensive. Mm-hmm. When you're buying your second home, what are some of the challenges that you didn't experience being a first-time home buyer?
I didn't experience.
Or maybe you didn't experience any.
I mean, challenges in the sense I didn't really experience any challenges other than working with, like my loan officer. I mean, personally, I didn't really experience too many challenges. I kind of found something that I wanted, jumped on it. Actually, the house the condo that I bought was on the market for 2 days.
Oh, wow.
It didn't even get like an open house or anything like that. So that's when you really find a property, when you really find something that you want, you kind of jump to it and kind of jump on it. I kind of knew what I wanted, had already done the back end work, had already made sure that I could finance it, had already made sure that, I was buying something that I could afford on my own.
Mm-hmm. That's important.
If you, in the event that if something happens and you can't rent it out, or, you lose your job, anything happens, you want to kind of, I see a lot of people jump out and get that $300,000 house, that $400,000 house, and they're dependent on either their significant partner's income or a family member's income, or someone else is relying on it. I kind of wanted to be in a boat where no matter what, I was going to be good.
That's lesson number 3. Don't buy something that you yourself cannot afford.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And then even where I live now, I rent out a room to my godbrother, who essentially, and it's basically almost is what he's paying in rent. It's almost paying for my mortgage.
See?
So that's, a mortgage payment that I'm now saving to do something else with every month.
All right, so just to recap, you bought a home, you bought another home, and then to top it off, you're also a real estate agent, right? Okay. So what made you get into that?
Well, I really didn't have an aspiration or really knew that I wanted to be a real estate agent until I purchased my second home. Mm-hmm. And working with my mentor, Keith, I really just kind of developed a love for real estate and a love for wanting to see young African Americans, to be real, purchase something that was going to appreciate in value. Purchasing something or making a purchase that really would be beneficial to their lives. I think that a lot of times we young people get caught up in renting and get caught up in a lot of other things that depreciate in value, cars, clothes, jewelry, different things. Sure. So to see a young brother who, he's probably maybe 10 years older than me, kind of lead the way and stress the importance of if you have your vision and want to have this investment property and want to eventually have properties under your name, to kind of just really go for it. And in going for it, I went ahead and got my real estate license and wanted to be able to make that impact with other people. I'm a part-time real estate agent, so I work for Accenture. So I'm part-time, which a lot of people say can be a good and bad thing, but I'm not necessarily in in real estate for the dollar. I'm not just trying to make a buck. I'm not just trying to, put in the best offer that's going to give me the best payday.
Right.
I want to make sure that the people that I'm working with make wise decisions for a property or investment that can last years to come.
Absolutely. How is it being on the other side of things now? Because you've been a buyer
Right.
2 times over, and now you're on the other side.
It's different. I look and see a lot of time if I'm working with a first time home buyer, they come in and the first time that you close a deal and you have 20, 30 different papers to sign. It's a big thing. You feel like you're signing your life away. But just kind of being on the other side of that, being able to being a homeowner for a couple years now, being able to reap the reward and see the income that is coming in from our property. I always say that that this is only one step. That it may seem like a lot now. You feel like you gave your life away, but the return,
it's worth it.
Absolutely,
it's always worth it. Well, we appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you for having me
and being a part of our platform to shed light on Black men who are doing their thing, whether they're investing, they're home buyers, or they're realtors, right? So before we go, can you tell us how we can get in contact with you on social media?
Yes, follow my Instagram, my business page at Sebastian Properties. My personal page is s.b.2eyes. You can also follow me on Facebook at Sebastian Properties. And if you're interested in looking for a property in the DC or Virginia area, feel free to contact me. You can always contact me at 240-515-7500.
Listen, he gave y'all his number, okay? Y'all don't have no excuse, all right? All right, so thank you guys for joining us, and we'll be back soon with some more content. See you soon.
All right.